Alright, so this is statistics week 10. I'm gonna fly through it. Okay, this one's old, but we're gonna go through it. A dataset consists of 20 values, and they basically gave you the sum of the values and the sum of the square of the values. They're saying, what's the mean? Akid, you know how to calculate mean. The mean of anything is the sum of all the values over how many values there is. So the sum in this case is 380, and there's 20 values, so you're gonna get 19. How about the standard deviation? The standard deviation is calculated by the square root, okay, of usually, when you have a set or a data set, usually it's square root of x minus the mean sigma of this over n. Now, since we don't have that, since we don't have the mean and whatever, we don't have the sum of the, we don't have like what each x represents, we only have the sum, you're forced to do it a different way. And that way is using this formula. So when you have the sum of the individual ones, you don't have the data set, you're gonna do this. You're gonna use the sum of the x squared over, and we're gonna do this separately, minus the mean, which we're just gonna call x bar squared. Okay, x bar means mean, by the way. Okay, this is the formula you're gonna use in your CA. طيب, use this. Anyway, so it's gonna be radical of 7540 over 20 minus 19 squared, and you should get 4. Let me check. How much do you get? You should get 4. Yeah, 4. Type, given y is equal to 2x minus 13, what's the mean value of y? And what is the standard deviation of y? Over here they said 2 times x minus 13. We figured out that the mean value of x is 19. So all you have to do is just plug in that 19 and see where that takes you. So it's going to be 2 times 19 minus 13, which is 25. You get 38 minus, 25. Then they said the standard deviation. Again, standard deviation. We found that the standard deviation of this whole thing is 4. Here we're doing 2 times x, so y is equal to 2 times 4. So it's going to be 8. This rule is used when you have y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, always over here you're just substituting x with 19. That's chill, that's easy. Okay, and then if you want to find the new standard deviation, all you have to check is what's the slope of this line. Can you multiplying that by the old standard deviation? Okay, so it's going to be 2 times the old standard deviation, which is 8. Okay, sorry, 2 times 4. The old standard deviation is 4. You will get 8. Alright, question 2. Now we're going to look more at combinations, okay? And we actually touched on this a long time ago. Alright, so Nada has 8 shirts and 12 pairs in her closet. Find a number of different ways to choose. Alright, now, the rule is simply the number of shirts times the number of pants. But why? Basically because, let's say you have, I don't know, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, indigo. You have these. This is 7, and let's add, I don't know, white. Okay, these are the 8 shirts, and let's add the pants. Let's also put red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and let's just put white for fun. Okay, and there's 12, I don't know, black, I don't know, brown, I don't know, gray, it's 11. Let me choose one more. Metal or silver. I don't know. Okay, anyway, let's choose a first pair. Let's say مثلا red with red. Let's choose red with orange. Red with yellow. So each color here will have 12 different possibilities, right? You're gonna have red with red, red with orange, red with yellow, and then مثلا red with green, and then you have red with blue. So each color has 12 different possibilities. But now we have 8 colors. So if each color gets me 12 different possibilities, that means 8 colors will give me 8 times 12 possibilities, which is 96. So this is where the rule comes from. Okay, please memorize the rule. Anytime you want to see the possible ways or the number of different ways, you simply multiply. That's when you have combinations. Now over here, you have in a theme park, electric cars have plate numbers, each starting with an arrangement of the 4 letters A, B, W, Z, followed by an arrangement of 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. No letter or digit repeated. A possible plate number is W, A, Z, B, 1, 2, 3, 8, 7, 5. Find the number of different plate numbers that can be formed. So over here we need 4 letters, right? They're saying, you know, it's 4 letters. وبعدين عندك how many numbers? 6 numbers, right? طيب over here when you have a password, okay, anytime you have a password and let's say مثلا there's like a specific amount of digits and you want to check what are the possible combinations that you can get, or how many possibilities do you have of these passwords, you simply check how many possible slots do you have. In this case we have 4 possible slots, yeah, and you just get the factorial of it. So since now we have 4 letters, how many possibilities of combinations do we have there? 4 factorial, which is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 4, 12 times 2, 24. Then we have 6 digits, so over there it's 6 factorial for their numbers, which is 24 times 5, 120, 120 times 6, 720. Type. So here you have 24 possibilities, and here you have 720 possibilities. Now when you're combining two things together, what did I tell you from the previous question? You just multiply them. Okay, and so 24 times 720 is 17,280. So what's the rule? When you have different possibilities, you do the factorial. When you're combining two things together, you multiply them. Okay, that's the rule. Question 4. How in different ways can the letters of the word November be arranged? So easy. Okay, like I told you, when you have what's it called? Like slots, different possibilities, you take the factorial. So simply use 8 factorial. But someone's gonna come and tell me, Walid, isn't 8 factorial equal to 40,320? Yes, you're correct. But Walid, why is the answer 20,160? Exactly. Do you know why? Because there are some letters here that are repeated. مثلا the E and the E are repeated, so they're gonna cancel out with each other. Okay? So we're gonna divide this, since we have 2 letters being repeated, 2 repetitions, we're gonna divide it by 2 factorial. And you're gonna end up getting 20,160. So what's the rule? The rule is n factorial over r I'm gonna put capital R factorial. N stands for the number of letters, and R stands for number of letters. Sorry, a number of repetitions. Number of repetitions. Or we could just say repetition slots. How many slots are being repeated? Here we have 2 slots. This E and this E. Alright, so 8 factorial over 2 factorial. Cool. Question 5. We're flying through these. Derek and Marcel are sitting on a bench with 7 other spare players doing a football match. What's the number of different arrangements? What's the number of different arrangements in which Derek and Marcel are not sitting together? Alright, so to do part A, it's a bit tricky. I'm not going to lie to you. I looked at the solution. But basically, here's what you do. What's the number of different arrangements in which Derek and Marcel are not sitting together? Always, by the way, in statistics, when you're looking at not, this means you're solving using the complement method. What does that mean? It means, solve for how many are the total number of arrangements. In general, what are all the possible arrangements, and subtract the total possible ones by the ones where they actually are sitting together, and you're going to be left with the ones where they're not sitting together. So, to do that, we're going to first look at how many total possible. What are the total possibilities? What are the total possibilities? Derek and Marcel are 2 people, and 7 people here. So how many people do we have in total? 9. So when you look at how many possibilities, don't you take the factorial? Yes. So the total possibilities are 9 factorial. I want to subtract from the 9 factorial, what are the combinations if Derek and Marcel are together? Derek and Marcel are together. Here's how to do it. If Derek and Marcel are together, عندك هيدي block of people, we're gonna put this is the bench. This is the whole bench, okay? Derek and Marcel are over here. Okay, وغيرهم في 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Actually, I'm gonna put 8. Why am I gonna put 8? Always add 1. Because then they try to trick you. They say Derek and Marcel and I don't know what. Okay, you will tell you, oh, Walid, why did you put 2 here and here you're only counting it as 1? Okay, good question. Here at the start when I took 2, I'm just looking at it in terms of how many total people, not how many slots I have on the bench. Okay, here they're saying Derek and Marcel are sitting together. يعني هني they're in the same slot. Okay, anyways, over here Derek and Marcel are together. أول شيء here you have two different slots in this like slot. You have two different letters. So how many possibilities of arrangement do you have with Derek and Marcel? 2 factorial. And by the way, if you don't know this, you can either have Derek Marcel or Marcel Derek, right? So anyway, we're looking at the combinations if Derek and Marcel are together. What are they? You have this here and you have this here. So don't you simply just take the possibility of this times the possibilities of this? This is 8 slots, so the possibilities of it are 8 factorial. Here it's 2 slots, so it's 2 factorial. So simply you do 2 factorial times 8 factorial. So what's the answer here? 9 factorial minus 2 factorial, 8 factorial. And you get 28, you get this. Okay? How do you do this in your exam? Here's what you do. When you see this in your exam, you take the total. Whatever is here, add it with here. You get 9. You take that factorial. Then we need to subtract from it the possibilities of where they are sitting together. Like what? أول شيء, if it's 2 items, and you start with 2 factorial. That's the first thing. Then what's the other factorial gonna be? If it's 7 others, then you just add to the 7 and you put an 8 factorial. Let's say in the exam, اتفلسفوا جابوا لك Derek and Marcel are sitting on the bench with 16 others. Okay, what do? You take this 2 plus the 16, it's here 18 factorial, minus, since it's 2 items here, 2 factorial, times 17, you add 1 to this over here, 17 factorial. Okay, that's what you would do if they got these 2 numbers in the exam. Anyway, so for now we got this, that's the answer. Part B saying, what's the number of different arrangements in which Derek and Marcel have exactly 1 player sitting between them? 1 player sitting between them. طيب. Alright, again, part B is a bit tricky, so I'm just going to give it to you guys. I had to go over the solution. Even the solution wasn't even that clear, I had to look in a bit. Anyway, so they want the arrangements where Derek and Marcel have exactly 1 player sitting between them. So this bench has 9 slots, okay? I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's see. So you have هون هيك صح؟ طيب if they have 1 player sitting between them يعني you have at least one what are the different possibilities? يعني they have to be sitting 1 seat apart from each other. So مثلا you could have here Derek, Marcel, or you could have Derek here, Marcel here, or you could have Derek here or Marcel here, or مثلا Derek here or Marcel here, or you could be the opposite هون Derek here, Marcel here, or maybe Derek here or Marcel is here. You get what I mean? Type to check this. How many possibilities do you have? If you want to check that, all you do is you take the total, which is 9, and you subtract from it how much is the spacing. They need to be 1 here, 1 here, right? So it needs to be مثلا the second one should be 2 apart from the first one. So you subtract 2 and you get 7. Okay? So هلا you have 7 different possibilities, or not 7 different, or the 7 different orders you could say, in which they're 1 apart. Yeah, cool. We're not done. We're definitely not done. Type. They also want 1 player sitting between them. Before we continue there, this is if Derek, Marcel, but we know that what if I had Marcel here and then Derek here? So since we have 2 people with 7 different orders, we need to multiply this by the number of people. So 7 times 2, because number of people, equals 14. So هلا you have 14 different possibilities in which they're 1 apart. طيب, you have these 14 possibilities, cool. But don't forget, we also need the 1 player sitting between them. طيب, نحن how many other players do we have? We have 7 others. Right? افترضنا you took Derek here, Marcel here. You're gonna take 1 guy, you're gonna throw him in here. Let's say هون حطه هون, صح? Now the guy that you take and put him here, how many possibilities do you have to put here? How many people could you possibly put here? 7, right? So that means you have 14 different possibilities from Marcel, from this 7 times 2 thing, and now you have 7 more possibilities over here. When you have possibilities with each other, you multiply. So you have 14 possibilities from this arrangement. And then here, there's 7 different people that could come, so we're going to put 14 times 7. Cool. So are we done? What about the rest here? How many different arrangements do you have over here? If there's 6 slots left, how many arrangements do you have? I told you, when you have like 6 spaces and you want to try and find out how many arrangements, it's going to be factorial. So 6 factorial. So you have 14 from the number of possibilities between the 2 people. Then you have 7, because you have 7 different people that can come here. Then you have the rest of the spaces, which can be filled in with 6 factorial. So this is your answer. Okay, 14 times 7 times 6 factorial. I'll show you how to on the calculator. Where's the factorial? Where's factorial? Well, I can't find it. Here. 7560. Question 6. It took way longer than I expected, somehow. Okay, you can, it's very easy. Range, you take highest minus lowest, so 35 minus 15. Lower quartile, so easy. You can see where the median is, and then go to the behind, but I don't like doing that. But خلاص, since it's a small data set, I'm just gonna give it to you like that. If you want the lower quartile, what you do is you separate the data set into 2 halves, an upper and a lower. You put like a line here, and you take the median of the lower set. Now, what's the median of the lower set? Since it's 4 values, since n is even, since it's an even number of data points, you take the mean between the second and the third. Okay, between 18 and 20, so it's gonna be 19. What's the upper quartile? Same thing, you separate it into the upper quartile, and since it's an even number, since you have 4 over here, you take the mean between these 2 numbers, you're gonna get 33. What's the total median of the whole data? Again, since it's even, you have to take the middle 2 points, so the 28 and the 30. The mean of them will be 29. And what's the IQR, interquartile range? It means upper quartile minus lower quartile. يعني هيدي minus هيدي, you're gonna get 14. تمام؟ إن شاء الله مش الحال. Question 7. How many different ways can the letters quiziness be arranged? Again, this is so easy. Let's do it. How many letters? 10 factorial. What's the rule? I gave you, it's n factorial over repetitions factorial. Okay, so let's take a look. So 10 factorial over, what's being repeated? Let's check. Is Q being repeated? No. U being repeated? No. I is being repeated twice. You throw in a 2 factorial. Type, is there anything else being repeated? Z is being repeated twice. Again, another 2 factorial. And then you have S is also being repeated twice. Again, another 2 factorial. So when you divide these, you're gonna get this. In how many different ways can the letters 10 letters be arranged such that the 2 Z's are together and the 2 S's are not together? Again, similar to the football question, bench question, I don't know what. When seeing a not question in statistics, always do the complement. So what do? We find the total possibilities where 2 Z's are together and the S's are together, and then subtract the ones for where sorry, I mixed up. When you have a not question, you do the total numbers of when the Z's are together and subtract the ones where the S's are also together. You're going to be left with where the S's are not together. Anyways, now here we have 10 letters. 10 letters, so 10 possibilities. Always when you're trying to see when 2 things are together, basically what you do is you eliminate a possibility and you change it into 9 possibilities. ليه؟ لأنه 1 possibility here is actually both of the letters Z. So let's take ZZ. How many letters are left now? 8 other letters. Right? Type ZZ has how many possibilities? So easy. In total now, we have how many letters? 9 letters. So what do? 9 factorial. Now, since we eliminated the ZZ, we eliminate the 2 factorial. So what are we left with? How many 2 factorials now? 2 factorial, 2 factorial. If you don't want to do it like that, think of quiziness and ignore the ZZ. What other letters do you have repeated? You have the I's and you have the S's. So it's going to be 9 letters, since, like I told you, we're counting the ZZ as 1 letter, since they're together. Okay, so 9 factorial. Over how many letters are repeated? There's 2 letters repeated, so 2 factorial, 2 factorial. And you get an answer, but not this. This is not the answer. I told you we're going to get this and subtract from it. We're going to subtract from it when the 2 S's are together. If the 2 S's are together, yani we're considering ZZ, SS, and how many letters are left now? 2, 4, It's originally 10, subtract the 4, so we have 6 letters left. So how much is the possibility from when the two s's are together? It's going to be 6 factorial over, since we're considering ZZ and SS, only the possibility is left, since we're not considering the ZZ and SS anymore. How many letters are repeated once? I repeated twice. Now it's only these I and this I. Okay? Only these two. So we only put 1 2 factorial. Only 1 2 factorial. طيب. So this is the total possibilities. This is the possibilities of when you have S. What do you do? Subtract them. Subtracting them with each other, you're going to get 70,560. Okay. In how many ways can the 10 letters of the words quizziness be arranged such that ZIN appear together in this order? Again, this is so easy. Basically, same thing. When you're having something appearing together, all you have to do is think of it like this. You have ZIN, then after ZIN you have 3 letters, so 3 possibilities. So 3 possibilities. هون عندك, before it you have 4 possibilities. Okay, so simple. يعني if you're treating the ZIN as we said we're going to treat this all as one block, yeah? Similar هون, we treated this as one block, wholly 8 letters, so the total amount of letters is 9. هون we're treating the ZIN as 1, هيدي 4, هيدي 3, so it's going to become 8 total letters factorial over هيدي ليه عملت 6 factorial? Sorry, go back here. I meant to say 8 factorial here. هلا I just realized. I'm saying no, I did something wrong. Over here, let me ignore this. Over here, which I said ZZSS and then 6 letters. Okay, this counts as 1, this counts as 1, well, this counts as 6, so the total is 8 factorial. So this is what I should have said. This is what you subtract. So you take this, subtract this. Now, if you see this in the exam, by the way, before I go to part C, if you see this in the exam, so easy, by the way. All you do, simply, the original one was 10 factorial over 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. Well, this is what you do. You start by أول شيء 9 factorial, and you get rid of one of the 2 factorials. Then subtract. Get rid of another 2 factorial, and get rid of one here. So 8 factorial over 2 factorial. Okay, so that's how you do it in the exam. Get rid of one of the 2 factorials, make this a 9. Then subtract it by, get rid of another one, make it an 8 over 2 factorial. Okay, and you're gonna get this answer. So let's take a look here. Part C. I'm gonna erase. Here we have ZIN appearing together. So here you have ZIN, 3 letters after, and 4 letters before. Cool. Why do we're gonna take it as 1? Cool. So how many letters total? 8 factorial letters. طيب, if you have ZIN, هيك, how many letters are being repeated now? Nothing here, nothing here. Only the S. Only the S's are being repeated. So 8 factorial letters, and how many letters are being repeated? Only one set of letters, so we're only gonna have 1 2 factorial. 8 factorial over 2 factorial, how much is it gonna be? 2160. Please memorize these steps or you will get them tomorrow. Okay? Okay, this is the same thing. How many different arrangements of the 6 letters of the word modern? Are there any letters being repeated? No. So simply all you do is what? 6 factorial. No, nothing being repeated. So to 720. How many different arrangements do you have in which M and R are together? يعني you have M and R هيك صح? Now it's very important to see that they're saying MR and MR are not the same letter. If you go back over here, we had مثلا ZZ are together صح? ZZ together. طب ZZ is ZZ. If you swap this with this, it's still gonna be ZZ. That's why we didn't multiply it by the number of possibilities of arrangements here. But over here, since it's MR, since they want MR and then the rest of the word, how much? If you take MR out, how many letters do you have left? You have 4 letters left. So the total number of letters is 5. So 5 factorial. And nothing is being repeated, but you need to multiply by 2 factorial. Why? Because these letters are not the same. So you can rewrite this as RM as well. Okay? Someone might say, oh, Walid, over here in ZIN, you didn't multiply by 3 factorial. It's 3 letters. They said appear together in this order. So that's why I didn't multiply by 3 factorial. Okay? Over here, since it's 2 letters that are not the same, you have to do it عادي 5 factorial. Nothing's being repeated. So do you divide by anything? No. But since I have more than one possibility, I have to multiply by the factorial. So it's 2 factorial as well. Okay, and you get 240. تمام. هلا part C. How many different arrangements of the 6 letters in which M and R have exactly one letter between them? This is exactly like that one question when they said when the two guys sit, there's one person between them. Same thing. How do we do it? أول شيء, step 1, I told you, draw it. You have 6 letters. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you have 6 letters. We want them to be one between them. So, like I told you, if you want one between them, yani what are the spaces? So you have 1, 2. So the distance between each one is 2, right? So what's the first thing I told you? I told you take the total possibilities, or subtract 2. So that means between each one is 4. So the order is 4. Remember this? This is the first step I told you to do. You get the order. And then I told you, since it's 2 letters that can be swapped, you have to multiply by the number of letters. So it's 8. Cool. طيب. انت هلا you got this 8. The second step, this is first step. This is the first step. Figure out the order and the possibilities. The second step now is C. You're now going to fill in this spot with 1 letter. How many different possibilities of letters do we have? 4 different possibilities. So we're going to multiply that by 4. Okay. So هلا we filled in this one with a letter. I don't know, any letter. How many spaces do we have left? We now have a code. And I told you when you have a code هيك ورا بعض, you want to see the possibilities of it, you multiply by the factorial. And since it's 3 spaces, we're going to multiply by 3 factorial. So 8 times 4 times 3 factorial, and you're going to get 192. Okay? That's how you do it. Last question. Okay, what's the range? Okay, I'm not going to do this. You can do it. خلاص, I'll do it quite fast. What's the range? Highest minus lowest. Okay, it's not arranged. Okay, yeah, the first step, أكيد you have to arrange it in increasing order. So increasing order is going to be like this, 14, 19. Is there anything else? No. We have 23 repeated twice. Then we have 24. Then we have 26, 27. Then you have 28, 29. We have 39. Okay, cool. What's the range? Highest minus lowest, 39, 14 will get you 25. What's the lower quartile? Check. Like I told you, split it up into 2 because it's very easy and it's just it's a few numbers only. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's even. Okay, let's split it up to 5 and 5. So over here. Okay, over here, what's the median? The median of the lower range is 23. Then in the upper quartile, the median is 28. Keep 28. I did something wrong. How did I get? Hold up. I did something wrong. 14, 19, 23, 23, 24, 26, 27, 26, 27, 28, 29, 34, 39. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. How many did I get? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I missed a number. I put in 34. I didn't put it. Okay. Oh shit, sorry. Okay. It doesn't affect the value, only the upper quartile. Okay, that means you go here. Okay, you go here. So basically what you do is, let me fix this. You now have 11 values, yeah? It's so easy, by the way. Wallah, it's just like I fucked up with the number. You have 11 values. When you want to split it up, you keep the 26 is counted as the median. That's all you have to do. You keep the 26 for the median. How do you know this? Since it's 11 numbers, and the 6th one is the median, right? So we're going to take this 26, we're going to circle it as median, then we're going to divide this and this. Hella, we have the upper quartile. What's the middle value over here? It's 29, so that's the upper quartile. Well, then you have the lower quartile. What's the middle value? It's 23. Then you say, what's the median? Okay, it's going to be 26. Then what's the interquartile range? It's this one minus this one. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in your exam.